Okay, so what I have here, I have a pumpkin mash. That's 3 cans of pumpkin mix, about 8 pounds of sugar, and some yeast. It's been going about 2.5 weeks. It's pretty close to stop, so I was going to go ahead and run it today. And I'm going to pour it into this bucket, the Home Depot bucket with a nylon bag, because people had said it's hard to strain the pumpkin mash. And as you can see, it's pretty well settled at the bottom. So we'll see how it goes. So I have a nylon bag. We're going to just pour it in here. Put it in here. Pour it into this. See how it does. There. Yeah, let's see what it does. I always say don't pick it up by the rim, so I'll try not to. And I have to pour this off into my we better do 2 of these runs on this. Do this. Let's see what it settles down to. Ooh, that's heavy. Definitely smell. I put some. I forgot to mention. So this has got pumpkin sugar, and I added some actual pumpkin spice to it. This may take a little bit to drain. That. We're going to need 2 buckets here. I'm glad I didn't fill that one all the way up. That. Go from there. Let me pour this. Let me get the keg out, or my pot, I should say. So I had to go get a second bucket because I made a mess trying to put it back into this thing, and that bag does not fit in there, and I spilled it all over. So we got a second bucket, and you can see it's still draining pretty good. I need to pour that bucket into the my pot / keg and get the rest of that out so I can get it all in the bag. My plan. So I wanted to get 2 buckets going here. Let me move this into here. That here. Yeah, that bag did not, I thought I could squeeze it in real quick. Well, by the time I got it anywhere close, I had spilled my mash all over. So that didn't work out as well as I wanted to. And let's adjust that. Okay, put this. We'll pour the rest in here. Let that drain. Just set up a stick or something to hang the bag by. Just let it drain. And we can get a lot of it out just by twisting it. That pumpkin pie turned into definitely it broke down, that's for sure. That grain, or I don't know what you call it, that canned pumpkin pie, they run it through a, whatever, or it just cooks down, I don't know what they do. Now let's move this over here. Need a board to sit on top of that is what I need. I mean, it's coming out, there's not a lot of chunks, but it does have color to it, so I gotta be careful not to scorch this. Let me do it. Do I have a board out here anywhere? That board, which holds up my still. Need a 2x4. We'll get something. Go from there. Alright, so after about 30-40 minutes, that's about what we're down to. So I'd say that's less than 3 cans pumpkin. That's what I put in here, 3 cans. So when I read this recipe online, somebody said, yeah, don't bother doing it. It's kind of mess, pain. You're better off just making the moonshine and making it out of like pumpkin spice or something. Well, it'll be interesting to see if it scorches. But yeah, I mean, there definitely is not 3 cans of pumpkin in that bag. I mean, they were good cans, so probably got 1 can of pumpkin back, even after straining that. But I think that's all I'm going to strain right now and go from there. So I got the mash all done. Well, I got it drained. You seen what was left in the pumpkin. I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. Turn this on. Get some flame. Get this heated, and then I'll go ahead and start cleaning the buckets on my glass carboy. I don't want to scorch this, so I'm not gonna put it on. We'll bring it up to temperature slow. Go from there. That should be it. But yeah, I'll go ahead and rinse this out. This is ugly looking, but boy, you can see all the. Smells like pumpkin pie. Yeah. Rinse it out with my handy dandy poor man's power washer from Tractor Supply. Works good. Oh, this is starting to get warmer and warmer. Go ahead and as well assemble this. And we're going to go ahead and get the thermostat out of here. Tri-clamps. Of course, I got 2 clamps and 50-50 chance of grabbing the one that was on here before, and of course, every time I grab the one that I had up here because of the different size clamp. Alright. It's just my luck. 50-50 chance. So we'll go ahead and assemble this and we'll get the thermostat in here. Hasn't started steaming yet, but we're getting there. This will go on like this. I'll spin the barrel to crescent wrench out, get that tightened, and get our trusty thermostat going here. That's hot. That's getting there. Let's get our and get this all tightened up, and then we can get water going pretty tight. Okay, get our hoses. So let's see, you guys, oops. You guys see that? The thermostat's starting to come up a little bit, so we got to get our hoses hooked up. That. And turn here. Alright, that's the return. So we should be dripping here pretty quick. So yeah, I want to get these, and this is, you can see the just a fountain pump that I'm using to recirculate my water. And we'll just go in the bottom of that, fill that up about halfway. That's good and tight. Get some water. So what I did, I went ahead, added my hoses to the recirculating and added some water in there, as you can see. So I got my pump and my return hose all in there now. We're just waiting the temperature to come up a little more. It's slowly coming up. So we should be, as it hits 150-ish, we'll start dripping out of here on that. It won't be too much longer now before we can do that. And I've got it at a slow. If you look at it, it's not turned way up. I don't want to scorch. Like I say, I'm afraid I'm going to scorch the mash. So we'll just leave her turned down low, and then once it gets up to temperature, I'll turn it down a little more and go from there. And actually, if you look right there, it is starting to drip, actually. I didn't think it would start dripping that early. We'll have to turn on, get my pump going here, get this thing turned on. Let's plug this in. Sorry about that. Get the pump going. We got that all plugged in. We'll start getting some water up here. Come on. And are we coming out? Yes, we are coming out to return. Okay, so we're pumping that. We're starting to drip a little bit. Alright, so we'll get rid of the toxic stuff that gives you a hangover. We like moonshine with no hangover. That's always a good thing. But temperature is going up, so alright. So we're at 150. Oops, sorry about that, folks. One there. Oops. See if we can get the glare out. And we're going up pretty good. And we're starting to get our foreshots there dripping along. So we'll collect about, I usually collect about 200 milliliters and chuck that just because I don't want the bad stuff. So we'll collect about right there, and then we'll start collecting the heads at that point. But that is starting to flow pretty good, isn't it? As soon as I collect the foreshots, I'll start putting ice in my water to get my water good and cold and keep it cold. I got milk jugs, iced milk jugs that I'll throw in there. We seem to be percolating now. Definitely got the acetone collecting in there. Hey, what's up? So we've collected our foreshots right there, and now I'm collecting the heads right there. It's running. I've turned down the heat a little bit on that, but we are definitely cooking right now. We're cooking with gas. So we are collecting it. Once I collect this, I'll get I got a proofing parrot, and I'll start pouring it into the parrot. Or I could go ahead and set up the parrot and just pour this in there, and we could see what it's coming out as right now. So we got about a half a jar, first jar, coming out. Coming out. What would you say there? Maybe 128, something like that. Coming out. But what I wanted to, got some eggnog the other day, and I was thinking about calling this the milk bottle distillery. Haven't decided yet, but got me a milk bottle, so, and I don't know where that bug came from. With an idea, but we're chugging along here. I turn down the heat just a little bit more. A little slower. Well, it's turned down. almost to where it's off. That's probably hot as all get out. We're chugging along, full of string. Don't have a raccoon pecker. I haven't seen a raccoon anywhere around here. I did see a possum. I don't know if you can use a possum pecker or not. I'll have to check on that. So we're pretty much got the heads there. I think I'm going to switch over. I'm going to start collecting our hearts. We'll collect them in the milk bottle. That. Let's see how this stays. Definitely potent. That definitely tastes like 130. Wow, that's potent. So we'll collect them in the milk bottle for a little bit. Tastes pretty good though. Comes out good and clear. On that, let's see. So it should be about 130, 125, 130 right in there. Get that in there. Keep collecting the milk bottle. Go from there, but tastes pretty good. That, and we're running. Let's see if we can zero in on the. Just got the tripod here. See that? Okay. The whole shebang back in the view. That should be pretty good. Water's pretty cold. What's my milk jug doing? Still got ice in it. But we are chugging away here. Got one jar. Got the heads out. Threw away the foreshots. No, the foreshots over here. Now let's see, that's usually what I collect regarding the foreshots. So we're what, about 2.5 hours into this run. Got a jar and a half. We're at about 110. I can see if this thing will autofocus. Running about 200 in there. Doing pretty good. So we are chugging along here. The water's still fairly cold. That, and we'll just keep moving along here. Alright, let's go ahead and change out our hearts. Get a second jar into there. Oops, get that back aligned. So we've got our heads, our starting of our hearts, and third jar. Third jar on that. And let's go ahead We are coming in on autofocus about 100 proof. And in there, going in the milk bottle, we're running about 200 right now. And I got the flame turned down pretty low. So we're chugging along here, working on our third bottle right there, as part of milk bottle distillery, since we're using the milk bottles. Okay, we are working on our third jar. We're at about 90 proof. It's coming out, it looks like. Oops, spin this around. Coming out about 90 proof. Not sure if you can see that. Let's zoom in on this. Come on, autofocus, where are you at? You see that right there? So it's a little above 90 proof. Got about 3 jugs. Well, hopefully I'll get 3 out of the 5 gallons. Usually I get 4 gallons out of it. May not get that much, but we'll keep chugging along here. Hope for the best here at Milk Bottle Distillery. And we'll come around here. And no, I do not have one of those handheld thingamajiggers. This is just my camera that we're doing this with. And we'll keep doing this. And like I say, I just wanted to do this on the column still, and then I'm going to do one as soon as I get in a month or so the thumper still with a cone on it, and we'll have to see if the flavor is any different. They say the column stills strip the flavor on that, so I'm curious to find out how we do, what the difference is going to be on that. I don't run corn, I tend to run fruit. I like running the brandy instead of the corn. Takes a little longer to ferment, but when I get the flavor is really good. So I do like running that a little better. I am starting to see a little bit of a fog in this one here, starting to show up. So yeah, we are definitely on the tail end of the run. The other two came out real clear. That third one, yeah, we're definitely gonna fill that up, and then that'll be my the total tails for the run. All right. I think we are pretty much the end of our run. I'm going to go ahead, coming out about 75 proof. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. And we'll just turn that off there. Turn the gas off. And I'm curious how much is in that proofing parrot. Let's take a look, see what's in there. pretty much stopped running as soon as I turned off the flame. Now, let's see. Okay. See if I can do this without spilling. Yeah, 200 milliliters. About a half a cup. That. Well, okay, not quite a pint. That's it for our run at this moment.